Dumelang. Ka lebitso ke Mothloko Nono, and then ke na le mengwaga e 22. Ke tswa Mabopane lekeisheneng la ko Pitori, ko bathong ba Madese, batho ba Dichipi, batho ba Manete. Ne ke re ke le botse fela. And then ka mo e leng gore nka tlhalosa mmereko wa ka teng. Ke nagana gore hona jaanong ntho e mmereko wa ka e irang gore ke nyaka go tlhaloganya for nna o itse gore na re ntho e leng gore ke na le this strong inclination towards ke eng, you know, and then ntho eo e le lerato, you know, so e titlalela bjang magareng ga di relationships ntse ke nang tsona mo bophelong le o itse mo mojolong le eng, and then le more kana ke mo relationship in ya ka le mamaka. So particularly looking at how what it is that ka mo di relationships are rena le batho ba ka mo ntlong re expressa bjang ntwe wa tlhaloganya, and then ke ira bjang ke lebeletse space sa ka mo kitchen because ke lemohile gore e se only e re ke sa space sa ka mo kitchen ne space sa huira. So I navigate all of these conversations looking through act, you know, through making things in particular, because more blaking in those actions we are really most comfortable in we perform in, you know. So I do it in that in that regard. And then how the object is what you'll see a lot in the videos is the object it's like kitchening. So it will be tray, it will be it will be kettle, it will be teaspoon, and so the objects are very much centered around serving and making, ne? And in those acts of serving and making, reserva bjang batho, and then ha re serva fela bjang ke eng e leng gore rena re tshela yona wa bona. And then cause ka bona hape le gore mo ditabeng tsa lerato there's a lot of servitude that comes into that, you know, and then it also translates into hospitality, you know. So also how re tshwara bjang batho ka mo rena, re tshwara bjang batho ka mo malapeng a rena mara le ka mo ntlong ya rena ya mannete, you know. So e leng gore he motho a tla mo spacing se then re shifta bjang, re change bjang. So ke yona ntho e leng gore ke lebeletse mo teng. And then the object tse ga di tsena ke lebella gape le gore how are these objects gendered. And what has been quite intriguing in ke berekela mo hae is ke thomile go lemoga ka mokgwa Setswana ne le many other Nguni le Bantu languages don't particularly have as much pronouns as Sekgowa wa bona. So o kry moshimane a feta mo strateng o tlo re ashule, as opposed to Sekgowa mo o tlo re there he is, you know. So then what this realization is also into somewhere ke lemohe, and then ke navigate ke gore then how am I in this context beginning to understand ke thoma go tlhaloganya le ho reorientate ka mokgwa ke regard, like the way that I regard the gendering of these objects, you know. So another thing is also how am I thinking about about object ontologies and that entire conversation of the gendering of objects in this time when Radiroba, you know, all of those constructs, Radiroba, we're breaking them down. So then with all of this fluidity, you know, then we rahalang with these gendering of these objects, you know, how do we begin to navigate and understand them differently in that context. So yeah, in trailing hore meroko waka wa ira and then another engaring hore another key concept is taba ya hoja, you know. So oja history ya koheno, oja batho ba bang, oja wena, oja dijo. So hona le dilo tse ntši tse o ka di topang mo mmerekong wa ka taba ya tsa dijo, hoja, you know, ho jesa batho, ho di jesa. So ke yona le hore mmereko wa ka o berekisana, ke tsona tse leng hore mmereko wa ka o berekisana ka tsona. Ha nka nahana hore keng e leng hore ya me inspire, o itse keng ya nthithibeita, ya ntseya ira hore madi a ka o itse keng a fise. Nkare ke yona taba e ya trying to go explore, go tsamaya taba e ya lerato between nna le batho ba bang, nna le mamaka, and hape e le gore nka se re for now allow me to not particularly say I am inspired by this, but I'm very curious about this. How far can I push these relationships? You know, looking at how the way that when I relate that, before relationships you know, so dilo tse di a itsentsha mo relationship tsa rena, and then re thoma ho itshwara in a particular way between each other because of the contracts tse leng di teng wa bona. So I'm curious about how can we push that, how can we reorientate ourselves to explore this relationship, to explore a liberation between each other. Also, what can we ask of each other? What can we ask from each other? About each other. You know, so then the work that particularly comes to mind when I think about how much can we really ask? And how can we shift these contracts that exist between us? And for now, there's a lot of artists that inspire me, but I think just loosely mentioning them all will not do any justice to what it is about them that inspires me. So I'm just gonna talk about this one particular artist, this one particular work. And because it was, I was so surprised, you know, because that is such an intimate act, you know, and then it then in that discomfort coming from this action, lerato, you know, lerato la mothojo la lena, you know, then inkira nahane what is this intimacy? Who do we reserve it for and why? You know, I mean, it would be a uncomfortable act for na. Mara why? You know why? Because rishieti unjolo para eu wabona. So we rahalang it translates more relationship ya rena le batho ba sa joling le bona. Batho ba arba bone biao, you know. So then I just get so curious about conversation between ena le mama hae le eng hore a mo khopele ntwe biao, you know. And also I could recognize a lot. Bunchi ba mama hae ne ke bo bona mo bunchi ba mama ka ne ke bo bona mo mama hae. Ba bona ka mo mama hae ne le hore you know, and she wasn't shy of saying, I think you know, but also the willingness, high to partake in this thing, and maybe she might have found a little bit snazzy in the beginning, you know, but still, uti dumeletse gore a ire ntho le ngwana hae, a mo thuse a ire mmereko o le ngwana hae. And ha ke nahana that willingness, a lot, I think a lot about my mom. Relationship, there's a lot that I've asked from Anna, and a lot that I also haven't asked, but that she's done, you know. And in black in relationship in is not explicit, but it really is. And for me, I always think about how azanga lehai one leha half leha kota leha nyani le tipsy but explicitly like that. Mara, it's not something that I doubt for a split second. Every single day, bamponta mo dilo tse ba dirang, bamponta in their willingness who ira dilo fonna, you know, to huira mereko le nna tshwana le mama le meshadi, you know. So and then that's another curiosity that comes out, more relationship in tsa batho ba bantsho ke go byang le di expressa byang dilo tse wa bona. So yeah, mmereko le artist le gore it's ke nyang phazamisa in actually it's a very exciting piece for me. And ha ile gore nna mo mmerekong wa ka ke eng ke mmereko mo feng o mo wane e ka wontshang usube ke re mmereko o is one that's very exciting for me. Le dombolo la motho one. And the Domolola Motomo one is even after all of this time. It hasn't been that long that I've created it, but still it's work that I keep coming back to, you know. And it's Kimmeroko Matomo was series so this work keeps unraveling, like every day miracle o tlaso o tleso o tsena ka back door o tsena ka front way, it's so busy and that's really exciting for me. And then ke bone and what's also really interesting for me about the work is that I get so mara every time ke tlo lebella go ke bona gore ke thomile kae, so ke bona hape le ka pudding gore pudding ke rile ke le mohare bona ba nka taba tsa di lockdown. So and ke bone ka mkho e le gore ha ke le mohae being in this consistent relationality le mama ka since ke thoma mmereko o wa go ja lerato gore ke le dilo tse ke thoma go di lemoga wa bona. So ke khono tlatsa ka tsentsha wa bona, so ka boela hape mo le domolo la motho one, and then ka bona gore oh mo ne ke ra go iragala byang gona byanong wa bona. So ke phela ke boela morao ke jumpa between what it is I was doing then and what I'm trying to do now and what I'm trying to do going forward. So Miracle becomes a very strong initiator and marker by Kalahanya, and le bunchi ate like ko bunchi Miracle ole visually ko bunchi o tletse, and ke bunchi wo ile hore constantly ke batlo kadima from koteng wa bona. And ho bolela nnete wa itse nna a kenya go ya ka modima mo a kenya go ya ka mo pela badimo Melako olo udese, ene mira mawaza, ene hubona every day hake buela hore mira mawaza ka is one thing that makes me keep being excited about it. So yeah, ke lebohela nako ya lena.